Today is the 28th of February 2024. Okay, and this will be our fifth histogram video. Thank you everyone who have subscribed and who are helping share, like and follow us. Okay, I appreciate it a lot. Okay, and thank you to our new subscribers and followers. Okay, if you haven't considered it, please can you consider subscribing, and if you get the video, please share, like, follow, leave us some nice comments, and I'll get reply. Please, if the account is not yours, ask permission. Okay, follow my notes/script. You normally see it in the comment section. Okay, for instance, this is 46 degrees. Degrees as in angles, not as in temperature. So if you hear 46 or anything else, go by the notes. Okay, please beware of scammers. Okay, they are becoming a lot sophisticated. You don't need to hear that from me over and over again, but beware. If someone says, goes back the back door and says, oh, we are collecting donation on behalf of this platform to give to this and that, it's not coming from me. Please don't fall for it. Okay, do not. Recap. Watch last video for recap. Okay, we have looked at the histogram. When we plot the histogram, like we started with the cumulative frequency curve, the ogive, that one, you have equal intervals. The histogram, you have on equal intervals. Okay, so we've learned that how to draw the histogram, how to find a frequency density with the class width and plot. Okay, all the videos I've done, I've plotted the histogram, so you can go back and watch it and look at them. And then we've started looking at how to use the histogram to interpret the data that we've been given. So the median, the interquartile range, etc. Today we'll look at another example. Okay, now our starter today is a foundation non-calculator paper. Okay, AB is a straight line. This AB here, A and B. Okay, and then find A. Okay, and give your give reason for your answer. This diagram is not to scale. Okay, now how did I find A? A and the angle A and 46 degrees is on a straight line. I know the angle on a straight line is 180. Okay, so if the angle on a straight line is 180, then A will be 180 degrees minus 46 degrees. This is not calculator, so you wouldn't have a calculator. So what do you add to 6 to get a 10? 4. So straight away you know that whatever answer you get, there should be 4 at the end. You are subtracting from 180. Okay, so if you add 4 to 46, you get 50. So you are left with 130. So 180 degrees minus 46 degrees will give you 134. So your angle A will be 134 degrees. They said you should give a reason. Angle on a straight line equals 180. Okay, we've done videos on this. This is a foundation paper, but it can come in a higher paper as well. It can be the first question you don't know. Okay, so here we go with our starter. That is the diagram on the straight line. The A, we found it and we've given the reason. Now today we are looking at more histograms. Okay, the ages of occupants in a community are as follows. So here you are talking about ages. Okay, so your answer can be in point something, because you can be 25 and a half, or you can be 25 years 3 months. Okay, but if you are talking about cars, then you can't have 3.5 cars like the one we saw in the motorway in one of the videos. Okay, so take note of that. Now they say copy and complete the table and graph. Okay, what they did in this example, I've done the table and I use the table to do the graph. This is the table here. What they did was they gave you the ages, they gave you some of the frequency, and then they gave you some frequency density. I inserted this class width, okay, because I'm going to plot the class width on the x-axis and the frequency density on the y-axis. So they gave me some of the frequency densities, and then they gave me a path histogram. So I had to use the histogram to complete the table, and then use the table to finish the graph. Okay, so now I have completed the table. We all know that to get the frequency density is the frequency divided by the class width. So I've done all that. 50 divided by 10 is 5. 30 divided by 5 is 6. 60 divided by 15 is 4. 60 divided by 20 is 3. 25 divided by 25 is 1. 20 divided by 5 is 4. Now these are the unequal intervals, because you can see it from the class width. Okay, this is 10, interval of 10, interval of 5, interval of 15, 20, 25, 5. So because of that, we can go ahead and plot a histogram. We can't do an archive here. Okay, we can't do a cumulative frequency curve here. Okay, so after completing the table, I know that the occupants that were screened with the ages is 245 occupants. Okay, now we are supposed to find the median. So with the table here, okay, I've used it to plot a histogram. That is the first two part of the question. That is my histogram. Okay. Now, if you look at the histogram on the x-axis, it's up to 80. Okay, because the ages is up to 80. Okay, on my table. And then on the y-axis is up to 6, because the frequency density is up to 6. Okay, so the first class width between 0 and 10 here, the frequency density is 5. Okay, the frequency density for the next one is 6. Between 10 and 15, the frequency density for the next one, okay, is 4. Between 15 and 30 here. Okay, the frequency density for the next bar is 3, and the class width is between 30 and 50. The frequency density for the next one is 1, class width 50 to 75. Okay, and then the next one, the frequency density is 4, the class width is between 75 and 80 here. Okay, so this is my table. They gave me an incomplete table, so I have a title here, ages of members in the community. That's my frequency table on the y-axis, and that is my class width. Okay, so this is how the table looks like, and I've used it to find the median. Okay, now the summation, the total of the occupants is all added together here, and I got 245. So they screened 245 people in the community. Okay, so if you add everything under the frequency table here, this column, you are going to get 245 occupants. Okay, occupants. Okay, now how do you find the mean? Okay, now here your frequency total is odd. It's not like 246 or 250. Okay, so now for the median, is half of 245, which is 122. So now we have to look at the first bar. So we get to 122. Okay, so we are looking for 122 here. Okay, the first bar is from the graph, a frequency density of 5 times class width of 10, which is 50. Okay. The second bar, a frequency density of 6 times the class width 5, which is 30. So we've got 80, but the median should fall on 122.5, which is half of the total frequency. If we subtract 80 from 122.5, we need 42.5. Okay. Now the height of the histogram is the same, so we know that the median will be in the third bar, but we need 42.5 to add to our 80 to get 122, so we can get the exact figure. Okay. Now if you look at the median, so 42.5. Okay. Now what do you divide when you divide 42.5, which is the frequency density? Okay, you divide it by, for the third bar, you divide it by 4, you get 10.625. So 4 times 10.625 will give you 42.5, which when you add to your 80, you get the exact median position 122.5. Okay, so it means that 10.625, if you want to approximate to one decimal place, it will be 10.7. Okay, so from the graph, your estimated median will be 10. Okay, add 5, add 10.625 as you found here. When you add that, you get 25.625 years. Okay, or 25.6 years. Now these are ages, that is to one decimal place, so you can have a point. Okay, if it were cars, I would have said 26 cars. So this is what it is. So the first bar, 5 times 10, 50. The second bar, 6 times 5 is 30. Now the third bar, 4 times 10.625 will give us 42.5, because 42.5 divided by 4 will give us 10. So we are going to look at that. So if we add all together to go for the median, okay, so from here to here is 10, 15, 20. So to get this position here, this position, the median position, okay, you need 10.265, okay, to get to the 122.5 mark. Okay, so if you add them all on the x-axis, okay, so you add 10 to 15 to get to this point, okay, it's about 20 it's about 25.6, okay, because you need 10.625, okay, that point here. So that will be your median point, your estimated median, which should be about so from the graph, you add when you add them up, it will give you 25.625 years. Okay, which if you estimate to one decimal place, it will be 25.6. So that will be your median here. Okay, that will be your median here. There, that will be your line for the median. That one. Okay. Remember the class width is the years. Okay. So that will be your median. Now, to find the interquartile range, you need the lower quartile and you need your upper quartile. Now, your estimated lower quartile again is 1/4 of the total frequency. Here is 61.25. Okay, we know that the first bar is 5 times 10, which is 50. So we need to take 50 out of 61.25, and we are left with 11.25. Now with 11.25, okay, times 1.875 will give us 11.25, or 11.25 we divide by 6 and we'll get 1.875. Okay, so again, as we did for the median, your lower quartile here, okay, that one, this will be the line. So the first bar, so it will fall in the second bar. So we don't need the whole of the second bar. Okay, we just need the exact position. Okay, so when we do that, we are going to get a lower quartile of 11.9 years. Okay, here again, that is a class with 10, another class with here. So you can add the class width up, and when you add them up, you get 11.875, which is approximately 11.9 years. Okay, so if you look at the graph again here, that is 15, 12.25 is here, so that would be about 11 point something. Okay, nearly 12. So that will be my lower quartile there. Okay, there. Okay, so that will be my lower quartile. That will be my median. Now, the fourth one, the upper quartile, because if we are finding the interquartile range, then we need the upper quartile and the lower quartile. Now, the upper quartile again is 3/4 of 245, which is 183.75. So, bar 1, 5 times 10, 50. Bar 2, 6 times 5, 30. Bar 3, 15 times 4, which is 60. Okay, so if you add bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, you have 140. 140, so you are minus out of 183.75, you are left with 43.75. Okay, now the fourth bar has a frequency density of 3. So if I divide it by what is left, I have 14.583. So 14.583 times 3 will give me 43.75 to give me a total of 183.75. So straight away, my upper quartile will be 10, add 5, okay, 10 here, the class weight, because we are looking for these numbers now on this. So 10, add 5, add 15. But in bar 4, we are not going to take the whole of it because it stops at that position 183.75, which is the 3/4 of the total frequency. So if you add all together, you are going to get 44.583, which is about 44.61 decimal place. So that will be our upper quartile here. So we found the lower quartile, we found the median, and then we found the upper quartile. Okay. Now you can find the interquartile range. So your interquartile range now, okay, will be your upper quartile minus your lower quartile. From the graph, okay, you have 44.6 minus 11.9. Okay, and if you do this properly, you get 32.7. That'll be your interquartile range. Okay, so this is the graph here. Okay, so remember it's 1/4 and you are reading these points. Okay, so if you count the first 2 bar, you try and divide. You divide by this frequency density to see where you should stop. Okay, the median is half of your frequency. Okay, and if without the graph, you can just look at it because you can't reduce your frequency density, but you can reduce your class weight. Okay, as we saw in the upper quarter, because if you take the whole of the second bar, then you miss that point because the upper quartile is here. So you can't use the whole bar. So you have to divide by your frequency density and get the exact position. You do the same for the median and you do the same for the upper quartile as well. And if other questions follow, you use the same method to answer. Okay. So now, after that, that is what you done. Here, as I said before, the summation of the frequency is 245. So we are getting decibels in 0.62575, and we are approximating to 1 decimal. It's the ages of people in a community, but assuming it's not age and it is scarce, then we have to say here 32.7 will end up saying is 33 cars approximately. That is why it is estimated. Okay, if it's 32.1, we say it's 32 because you can't have 32.7 cars. Okay, so this is what I came to share with you today. Okay, I hope it has helped you. This is another example of the histogram. Okay, this is an odd um, summation of the frequency. I'll see if I can get an example of an even one. Okay, and maybe we've done cars, but maybe like boxes or something, where we will have whole answers, or we have to approximate together. Okay, thank you so much. Please subscribe, like, share, follow. uh Beware of scammers, please. Then thank you very much for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next.